Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, let me say that I disagree with my counterpart. It's because there are so many D.C. writers on this bill that this bill hasn't seen the floor in a couple of years and probably won't do it again. This, to me, is such a simple issue, and it's a very personal issue to me. You see, I was born in an American territory called Puerto Rico, and while I cherish my American citizenship and try every day to be a better American, I know that that 114-year relationship is and continues to be, has been and continues to be a colonial relationship where Puerto Rico is treated as a colony. So when I became chairman of this committee and now as ranking member, I made a comment that some people laughed at. I said I was going to be the first member of Congress to give up power rather than take power. I don't want to oversee the District of Columbia more than the Constitution mandates. And the Constitution doesn't mandate that we have to act like the city council or the mayor of the District of Columbia. And so what happens, with all due respect to my colleagues on the other side, and I mean this sincerely, is that there are members of Congress who feel that it is necessary to say that they're strong on certain issues. But they can't do that in their own districts or in their own states. So what they do is they take a stance on abortion in Washington, D.C. They take a stance on needle exchange programs in Washington, D.C. They're against same-sex marriage in Washington, D.C. They're for bearing arms 24/7 anywhere in the District of Columbia. Not necessarily do they vote that way back home. And so what happens is the District of Columbia has become this sort of playground for members of Congress to say, I'm strong on these issues. Really? Where? Oh, in Washington, D.C. I tell them what to do. Well, I don't want to be part of that, and neither should anyone here. We're not asking you to vote today on the issue of abortion. We're asking you to vote today on the issue of whether you think that you were elected to be a member of the City Council of the District of Columbia, or whether the American citizens who live in D.C. have the right to govern themselves, That's what this is about, and it's not just about this provision, it's about all the other ones we mentioned. So if you have respect for American citizens who live either in territories or in districts of Columbia, then you have to take a stand today and say, I'm still strong on this issue, but I'm stronger on the issue of people being able to govern themselves, and this is what it's all about. And so I support the gentleman.
Will the gentleman yield for a moment?
Sure.
Let me first say that I don't know anybody who is more sincere than you, Joe. And so I have great respect and admiration for that. But just to address one point you made that isn't specific to the rider on abortion, is that you said we have lots of riders in D.C., but we don't have any other riders on any of the issues other than abortion. So I just wanted to make that clarification.
I understand. Reclaiming my time, I assure you that if this bill comes to the floor, you will see amendments from your side on all the riders that I took out years ago and which you and the leadership of the committee has left aside for now. So it's an ongoing battle, and I'm maybe forewarning people to the fact that some folks want to face November knowing that they were great on these issues, but only in Washington, D.C.